Okay then, let's go back to South Temple and meet Kongming first. Sure. Masters, what are you? Mr. G? I didn't expect to see you three so soon after leaving South Temple. Are you here to see me? No. Mr. G, are you staying in this inn? Chengjing is still inside. You are a truly great master. You managed to defeat Ran without even looking at the chessboard. By the way, why did you come to visit Ran? She and I rarely separate in Dongbu City, and I have no idea that you two know each other. On the roster of the Tang Empire's influential figures that the sect leader gave me, Master Chengjing is prominently highlighted. His remarkable achievement makes him an integral part of the Tang Empire's image. As the vice abbot of Rosefinch Temple, he is known as the blind monk with a lantern. Despite his visual impairment, his knowledge of Buddhism is part of the Tang Empire's image. As the vice abbot of Rosefinch Temple, he is known as the blind monk with a lantern. Despite his visual impairment, his knowledge of Buddhism is profound. Rumor has it that he has spiritual eyes, so his actions are no different from an ordinary person's. The sect leader even highlighted an intriguing piece of gossip about him. He once had a duel with the Huanqi sect in the presence of the Tang Emperor. Huanqi sect sent Dai Yaoyu, one of the 10 outstanding figures in the Kaiyuan period, to publicly seduce him in an attempt to destroy his cultivation. Surprisingly, not only did he resist the temptation, but he also reached the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage on the spot with the help of Dai Yaoyu's power. Oh? Look like she didn't tell you. She has grown up, unwilling to tell me anything. As her elder brother, I guess I could only ask you. Why are you trying to find it out? You're such a busybody. Ran, can you say something good? Humph, let go. Don't bother me while I'm playing Go. You may not know about it. When I was wandering through the Han Empire, I traveled with Xia Ran for a while. I've never thought we'd meet again here in the Tang Empire. It's truly fate. You guys met each other in the Han Empire? What was she like when she was with you? Did she cause you any trouble? There's no harm in telling you about it since you're her brother. When I met her, she just achieved the pre-celestial stage. After some time, the game is over. I lost again. Blind monk, just wait and see. I'll defeat you one day. Looks like you've gained a lot from it. Sorry for the wait, Mr. G. I've finished my things. What can I help you with? Yuntao? When did you get here? I saw that Miss Xia Ran and Master Chengjing were having a discussion, so I didn't bother, sorry. Master, you got me wrong. I've already talked about my business with you before, actually. I'm also staying here, but I didn't expect that you would know Miss Xia and Mr. Xia. I see, Mr. G. Since you don't have anything else, I should head back as it's getting late. Miss Xia, your senses are back, but your mind is still burdened, hindering your thoughts. My advice is to find answers in your dreams since you're confused. Ask yourself and figure out what is confusing you. Only then can you break down barriers in your heart and fully embrace Buddhism. Well, will you come here tomorrow? I will come here again when you find a way out of this endgame. No wonder he is a Buddhist master. Even as a layperson, I can feel the essence of Buddhism in this game of Go. Miss Xia, since you are destined to be connected with Master Chengjing, you should live up to this extraordinary encounter. Destined to be connected? What do you mean by that, Yuntao? You might not know about him since you know little about Buddhism. In fact, Master Chengjing is projecting his way of cultivation through his actions. Everything he does carries the Buddhist principles. Even though it looked like Miss Xia Ran was playing Go with him, he was actually teaching her about Buddhism. It will help her find her own path as she is observing others when she is cultivating. Usually, only those at the 7th level of the pre-celestial stage can master the skill of projection, but Master Chengjing can manage to do that with some effort, as he has achieved a pure and clear state through cultivating the top technique on the scripture of Rosefinch Temple, the purifying lotus flower technique. However, it is said that he only uses the technique on those who are destined to have a connection to him, so this opportunity is very precious for Miss Xia Ran. Well, I overheard her experience, but there is nothing I can do to help. Since Master Chengjing has the intention to Omicron help, she might as well spend more time with him, which will definitely help. I see. Thank you for clearing that up for me. It takes time to resolve inner conflicts. You two should have a good talk. It's true that if Buddhist cultivators have confusion, it can indeed have a greater impact on their cultivation compared to ordinary individuals, and Miss Xia Ran's situation seems more complicated than expected. It's quite impressive that she was able to reach the pre-celestial stage despite that complexity. We do need to talk about your techniques and cultivation, or more specifically, how exactly did you achieve the pre-celestial stage? According to Master Chengjing, when he met you, you just reached the 8th level of the pre-celestial stage, but all your senses were gone, and you were acting solely on instinct. I haven't heard of anyone reaching the pre-celestial stage in such a state. How to gain equanimity and mindfulness? For that, a practitioner gets rid of worldly desires and is filled with mental joy in the first stage of deep meditation. With a focused mental state, the practitioner has a more stable state of mind and deeper joy in the second stage of dear meditation. With the subsiding of joy, the practitioner reaches the third stage of deep meditation. With the abandoning of the desire for joy and the aversion Talmikron Raw Phi Nu, the practitioner enters the fourth stage of deep meditation, which has the complete purity of equanimity and mindfulness. Little girl, are you chanting the scripture? If Master Qingjing hadn't found you, I couldn't even imagine what dangers you might have faced. Sierra, tell me honestly, what went wrong with your cultivation? Didn't that blind monk tell you? state. How to gain equanimity and mindfulness. For that, a practitioner gets rid of worldly desires and is filled with mental joy in the first stage of deep meditation. With a focused mental state, the practitioner has a more stable state of mind and deeper joy in the second stage of deeper meditation. With the subsiding of joy, the practitioner reaches the third stage of deep meditation. With the abandoning of the desire for joy and the aversion to omicron raw nu, the practitioner enters the fourth stage of deep meditation, which has the complete purity of equanimity and mindfulness. Little girl, are you chanting the scripture? If Master Qingjing hadn't found you, I couldn't even imagine what dangers you might have faced. Xiaoran, tell me honestly, what went wrong with your cultivation? Didn't that blind monk tell you? If I clear up my confusion, my problems will be resolved. So what the hell are you confused about? Just tell me, and I'll help you figure it out. I'm working on it. What do you think I've been doing all this time experiencing life along the way? Fine, I'm off to dream now. Master, is she alright? No, she's far from being okay. Come to think of it, she has seldom slept since she started her cultivation. She usually rests by meditating. Considering Buddhism is all about cause and effect, she might indeed dream and find the root of the problem. This girl didn't even bother to take off her clothes before going to bed. Looks like she has already fallen asleep. Let me see what is troubling you. Magic realm mental image. Is this Luoyang City? Well, people will change. Besides, I've been traveling around lately. I've seen a lot of things. Of course, my horizon was widened. Leave the marching sect. What? Is Ran dreaming of me? Even though she was mean at that time, she looked more adorable than she is now. But I've already become a member of the marching sect, and you are my sister. What should I do then? Beep, I was so sissy. What on earth was I like in Xiaoran's memories? Yen, they've been talking about the high-key charming jade child. Is that you? How did you know that? It's quite embarrassing. Wait, is this a reenactment of the moment we met again in Luoyang City? Did I really answer like that? What was there to be embarrassed about when I became renowned worldwide? Mr. Xie, please don't come to Ran again. This is too much. I'm her brother. You have no right to stop us from seeing each other. I don't allow it. Yeah, that's right. Refute him then. Talking without taking action is meaningless. I don't want to cut off ties with Ran. Qing'er, is there something wrong with my memory or Xiaoran's memory? Did I really look like that? I don't know. I couldn't get out at all when you were in Luoyang City. But this is Ran's dream, which is normal to be different from what actually happened, although the version of you that she dreamed about is hard to describe. So, is this what she's been thinking all the time? Being unable to fight against my authority as her older brother in reality, and ending up dreaming about me in this way? I can't take it anymore. I really want to beat her up. Master Qingjing said that Ran's dreams would project her confusion. I better keep watching and see what unfolds next. Xiaoran's dream about visiting the Soul Temple. Wow, the Soul Temple is so big. Xiaoran's dream about introducing the Buddha's relic. That's so scary. Why is the monk so fierce? Where to steal the treasure? If they don't kill you, who else will they kill then? Xiaoran's dream about discussing the relic. Ran, I can't believe you would fight for the relic for me. Boo-hoo, I'm so moved. Yen, don't cry. Are you alright, Master? Beep, I can't take it. I can't bear seeing it. All I see is how she fantasizes about me being weak and helpless. What exactly is her confusion? Is she dissatisfied with my great power as her brother? Master, she's leaving. Dreams, being connected to the subconscious, are indeed mysterious and hard to comprehend. Even as a bystander, I can't grasp the key point. I wonder if Ran can find the answer she's looking for. Ran, I've been looking for you. Oh? I'm here to say goodbye. I've been in Luoyang City for long enough. Since you can take care of yourself here, I'll continue to go on my journey. Contact the marching sect if you want to reach me. Are my eyes deceiving me? Why can't I get a clear view of your face in her dream? Me either. Moreover, unlike the previous imagination, I did say that to her. Luzong Song Town. It's been a long time, Ran. None Simia let you out, so has your cultivation base met the requirement of going out? Dongdu City. Wanna have some sweets? I remember you like tigers. Well, it's a piece of a well-known play in my hometown, and even a little child can hum a few lines. Its name is The Sound of Cloud Palace. Master, why is your face in her dreams getting more and more blurry? It feels like she is forgetting what you look like. This is her dream after all, and you are affected by her. Affected by her? But she's your sister. Could it be that she? Yes, her perception of me has become muddled. I should have realized earlier that the fragile and helpless Xia Yan that Xia Ran imagined was not me but the original Xia Yan who spent over a decade with her. She imagined scenes of the reunion of her and her real brother, which would never happen in reality. However, I am not the original Xia Yan. She might not notice it at first, but as we spend more time together, the differences between me and the original Xia Yan became more apparent. She has already begun her cultivation, so she's not ignorant of everything, and she must have heard about possession and soul switching. Her subconscious has already discovered that. I am not Xia Yan. I genuinely treat her as my sister, with the memories of the original Xia Yan, and I don't seem like a stranger, so she becomes confused. Xia Ran's confusion is me. What do you mean? Have you changed so much that she can't accept it? Something like that, but it's more complicated than that. It's very simple to resolve her confusion. Just tell her the truth that Xia Yan was forcibly taken to the marching sect by Qin Xingxi and got killed because his vital power was sucked up by her, while I, the equivalent of Xia Yan in another world, possessed his body after he died. In this way, Qin Xingxi is the murderer, and I am just an innocent passerby. Even if I can't be her brother any longer, at least it might prevent a confrontation, right? Let alone that Ran would keep going after Qin Xingxi. The problem is who the hell would believe me? Given my current relationship with Qin Xingxi, it looks like we're colluding with each other. Ran might think both of us are responsible for the original Xia Yan's death. Beep it, I might have to take the blame whether I did it or not. Qin Xingxi has caused me so much trouble, but I might not have traveled to the main world if she hadn't killed the original Xia Yan. This is just one big mess, anyway. Only after I disclose the truth to Ran and immediately take her to confront and kill Qin Xingxi can I possibly clear my name then. What? I must have been out of my mind to even consider doing something like this. Now you're talking. Sacrificing the original Xia Yan would please everyone, but bringing up the old grudges would instantly make things worse. So Xia Ran, just disappear, don't come out or cause trouble. I will take good care of everything. Master, what terrible things are you thinking about? The truth does us no good, and I don't want to go looking for trouble myself. However, Ran needs the truth to resolve her confusion, otherwise, she will eventually suffer from chi deviation. Deceiving her won't work. The truth must be seamless, logical, and rule-based. In Buddhism, karma is important, so deception will only intensify her confusion and be self-defeating. In the past, I make arrogant remarks in front of Nun Simei. Unexpectedly, what she said came true. In the end, I indeed ruined Xia Ran's cultivation and disturbed her Buddhist mind. I shouldn't have appeared in her life from the beginning. I can't solve this problem in a short time. In case of making things worse, I need to come up with a perfect solution, or the truth will bring misery to everyone involved. What to do with your sister then? Why don't you try to insert a heart trigger into her? It's not easy to do that. She will wake up immediately if I start it. Besides, I suspect that Ran's confusion is related to her cultivation technique. That silly girl can't hide anything. Her normal consciousness would have never doubted me, but it's her subconscious influenced by her cultivation technique that is doubting me. In this case, if I insert a heart trigger into her, it will only make the chi deviation worse, so I can only put it away for now and solve it later. Thankfully, it only affects her cultivation temporarily, and doesn't pose a threat to her life. Qing'er, please help add some other elements to her dream. We can't let her realize too early what her confusion is about before I come up with a solution. While Ji Yuntao is still around, I'll go discuss the issue of the 7 clear emotions mirroring Lotus Heart from the Lotus Nunnery with him. Wow, it's been a while since I've had a good night's sleep. That blink monk is unreliable, saying that I could find answers in my dreams, but instead, I dreamed of Qing'er singing songs all night. Ran, you are awake. Hey Yen, that's surprising. Today, you're not sneaking in through the window but knocking on the door instead. You naughty girl, what's wrong with me being polite occasionally? You either asked what dreams I had nor asked if I had a solution to the endgame. Something is wrong with you. Alright, I just thought I should be a bit nicer to you. Don't push it too far. Don't worry, I've got your back no matter what. I'll figure out a perfect solution to the problem. Mr. Xie, you got a visitor. Please go to the largest private room on the 2nd floor. Who is it? I heard the branch of Flora sect got robbed, and it made me think of you. So, I decided to drop by. I hope I'm not disturbing you both. No, you are here just in time, not a disturbance at all. Beep, does she have to appear in such an extravagant way every time? Lychees, I'd love some. The Grandeur restaurant is actually owned by my mom, and no one will overhear our conversation here, so you're the lady killer, aren't you? I'm not taking the blame for that. It's probably a righteous thief who didn't like Lianqilo. Except for you, who else would come up with such a strange nickname? Little girl, don't interrupt, just eat your lychees. Humph, you're so ungrateful. It was I who provided the information about the Emerald Shoria robusta fruit. The good news is it was done by the lady killer, but in the end, I got the Emerald Shoria robusta fruit. The fruit itself has no taste, but if you touch it, it not only makes you look younger but also gives off a fragrance that attracts the opposite gender. The lady killer is really you. Don't joke about that. When you give it to Elder Gonsun, make sure to tell her not to meet anyone from the Flora sect after putting it on, in case they will find it out, thinking we ganged up with the lady killer. You worked hard to get it. How can I deliver it in your stead? You need to give it to her yourself. Come with me to meet my mom on the way. Show me how well you've been practicing the technique. I'm not going, Miss Gongsun. You can leave the pastries, fruits, and the girls here. Sure, there is a secret menu in Grandeur restaurant. You can order food and let them serve you. Ran, you? Alright, maybe Master Qingqing will come to you again. Thank you. How? You mean you've already reached the beginner's level of the heavenly evil scripture? That's fast. See if it is the devil's internal power. If I wasn't afraid of being treated like a monster, I could have shown my devil's image. It's indeed the devil's internal power. You're faster than most of the disciples in the heavenly evil sect to start cultivating the technique, whether you use the pleasing method or the evil thought method. They have mentors guiding them, but you have nothing else but the secret manual I gave you. I won't take on delicate tasks without the necessary skills, since I promised to help you improve the forbidden technique. It's just a piece of cake for me to quickly grasp the heavenly evil scripture. Now that you've reached the beginner's level, have you felt any discomfort? For example, do you find yourself getting irritable or easily caught up in negative emotions for no reason? This is a common challenge faced by all disciples who have cultivated the heavenly evil scripture in the heavenly evil sect. Mild cases can recover within a couple of hours, while severe ones may take 3 to 5 days to ease. I'm doing great at the moment, didn't I tell you before? I cultivated another technique involving evil thoughts, so the evil thoughts at the beginner's level of the heavenly evil scripture don't affect me at all. That's impressive. Being able to disregard its drawbacks, even at the beginner's level, shows that the technique you've been cultivating with evil thoughts must be at a level not lower than that of the heavenly evil scripture. It can't be the finger of flowery swords, right? Cultivating two of the most exceptional techniques in the world and having reached a high level in both, you're truly a gifted martial artist. I'm flattered. I do have a grain of talent in cultivation. Huh. Your devil's internal power seems a bit different. It's much purer than that of the beginner's level, almost approaching the perfected state of the devil's internal power, but it also seems to be mixed with something else. There may be some sort of interaction between the techniques of evil thoughts I cultivated. I don't fully understand your cultivation, but since I know that you're truly unaffected by evil thoughts, I'll teach you that forbidden technique after we meet my mom. That'll be great. You can look forward to the good news about me improving it. Don't be so sure of it. Heaven has decreed your death. No chance of survival isn't easily modified. Insufficient cultivation of the heavenly evil scripture can lead to chi deviation with a single glance. Moreover, I suspect that mastering the heavenly evil scripture is only one of the necessary conditions, not the only condition. Otherwise, with so many talented people throughout the history of the heavenly evil sect, there would be more than just a handful of people who have mastered it. How? Have some faith in me. Of course, I have faith in you. Otherwise, I wouldn't intend to teach you that technique now. But wait until you truly master the heaven evil scripture and develop those wicked and sinister thoughts. Mom, Mr. Xia is here. What's up, Xia Yan? Please take a look at this, Elder Gongsun. You are being mysterious. What is it, huh? Emerald Shoria robusta fruit? You can try taking off your gloves and directly touching the fruit. It has miraculous effects. She recognized it as I expected. You little brat, did you reveal my secret? Are you trying to piss me off so that you can take over Yearning House? Mom, I didn't do that. Mr. Xia figured it out himself. Xia Yan, you've been secretly laughing at me, right? If I still had my power, I would have slapped you. You got me wrong. How could I dare to do that? It was Lianqilo who took those sly and shameless moves first. I just helped you get back what rightfully belonged to you. Mom, take it easy. Seriously, I decided to be a strong woman, but you two little brats just had to ruin it. You pissed me off. It's okay, Miyomicron you don't have to be so strong. I've grown up, and I can protect you. Now with Mr. Xia around, you won't have to suffer anymore. You two little boys, even House said that. How can I refuse your gift? Well, being able to catch a glimpse of your true look makes everything worthwhile. Haha, you do cultivate the finger of flowery swords, always saying something sweet. Give me a moment. I'm going back to my room and try this Emerald Shoria robusta fruit. 1 hour later. How about? You go in and see how your mom is doing? It's been an hour. You're getting impatient after just waiting for such a short time. How is it, Xia Yan? Am I pretty? Yes, words like breathtaking and stunning fall short of describing the beauty of you. Come here. I'm in a good mood. Let me give you a big warm hug. It smells so good, and this fragrance can awaken the deepest desires within one's heart. This thing is truly wicked. Hold on, is she making fun of me by taking advantage of features of the Emerald Shoria robusta fruit? That's too much, Elder Gongsun. By the way, Elder Gongsun, I heard that you and Elder Wu were the renowned two beauties of the Muching sect. You're already so beautiful, and I can't even imagine how stunning Elder Wu must have been when she was younger. You brat, why would you bring this up? Haha, didn't you start it? However, the features of the Emerald Shoria robusta fruit are quite obvious, so please be careful not to meet the people of the Flora sect when going out. Don't worry, I've already fully prepared for that. I have plenty of secret and open plans, so even if Lianqilo confronts me directly, she won't find out anything. That's right. You are right, Xia Yan. If Lianqilo hadn't played tricks, this fruit would have been mine long ago. It's great, my mom in my memories is finally back. Alright, Xia Yan, let's talk about me going back to the Muching sect. Please go ahead, I'm all ears. I'll go back, but it'll take some time. At the very least, I need to wait until the #1 Scholar of Flower Festival is over. Besides, there are many things to arrange here. I don't want to return to the Muching sect with just me and Hao. Mom, do you intend to take away all assets in Dongdu City? No one knows me better than my son. Elder Gongsun, have you ever considered what kind of pressure the heavenly evil sect will give? After the incident at Yearning House a few days ago, I'm afraid that something unexpected will happen if we stay here too long. I have confidence in my strength, but if the heavenly evil sect sends a cultivator at the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage, as long as Yudingxue is still alive, no one from the heavenly evil sect dares to lay a finger on me. Guo Pingting, at most, would come over to discuss me. They would be the ones at a disadvantage as Hao is easy to get irritated. In the last incident, Hao was still too naive. If it were me, I'd dare to kill myself if they dared to force me. I dare them to break my limbs, seal my meridians, and even pull out my teeth. Or they couldn't stop me from committing suicide. If either I or Hao were killed by them, directly or indirectly, no one from the Saber branch would survive, except for Guo Pingting. Do they really think Yudingxue is merely a puppet? That's terrifying. I didn't expect Elder Gongsun to be so crazy. But what's going on with her and Yudingxue? Why does it sound like Yudingxue still cares a lot about her? Mom, don't underestimate Guo Pingting, that mad woman. If she really had more skills, the two of us wouldn't survive until today. However, the rest of us, including me, are fine. The real problem is Hao. He's got all those techniques from the heavenly evil sect, and they won't just let him leave Dongdu City and join the Muching sect. I'll stay here, Mom. You and Mr. Xie can go. What are you thinking about, you silly boy? If I go back, can a blockhead like you handle your father and Guo Pingting? Besides, if you don't go back with me, who's going to have my back? But you're my son, and you surely go with me. I insist on bringing the heritage of the heavenly evil sect back to the Muching sect. That's what you think she owes me. Well said, Elder Gongsun. If they have the guts, just come to the Muching sect and try to snatch you. Our sect leader is at the 6th level of the pre-celestial stage now, so no one stands a chance against us. What are you saying, Xia Yan? Am I the type to cause trouble for the sect? As long as Hao doesn't join the marching sect and reveal the techniques of the heavenly evil sect, they won't have any reason to cause trouble, as he is my son who just stays with me in my hometown. The only problem now is whether we can actually leave without any issues. Beep, it seems the secret has gotten out. If we are leaving, there will be quite a bit of trouble, so I need some time to plan things properly. CIA. Yen, you actually don't need to go with us. With you around, it would be easier to expose our intention of returning to the marching sect. Don't worry, Elder Gongsun, I've got some skills. Coincidentally, there are a few things I need to take care of here in Dongdu City. Once you're done, just tell me when we're leaving. I've got plenty of tricks to ensure that we all leave Dongdu City without anyone noticing. That's impressive, tell me more. Oh, by the way, Xia Yan, it was you who robbed the branch of Flora sect, right? Remember to pull off a few more incidents to confuse things, otherwise, it would be too conspicuous. That's what I thought. I was originally planning to act later to create more confusion. Do you have any recommendations, Elder Gongsun? I'm looking for some wealthy merchants or officials who have beautiful womenfolk but do not have a good reputation. I'll have the lady killer go and cause trouble for them. Oh, didn't you say you were not him? That's great. I have a long list of targets right here. I'm also a beautiful woman and my house will also have been robbed. Tomorrow morning, I'll go to the government and file a report. It will be a perfect opportunity to transfer some of the assets. Elder Gongsun, you're really cunning. It's actually wise. The branch of Flora sect in Dongdu City. Xia Yan rejected my invitation at the beginning but later accepted it positively. It all happened after he met Gongsun Pianxian. If it was Gongsun Pianxian's plan, then her purpose was to lure me away and steal the Emerald Shoria Robusta fruit when I was on a date with Xia Yan. Taking away everything else was just a cover-up, an attempt to hide her true purpose. After all, compared with the Emerald Shoria Robusta fruit, things like my notes and letters from my ancestors have little value to outsiders. They would just embarrass me, and the greater value of those things lies in using them to blackmail me. But she didn't do that. No, that doesn't make sense. Gongsun Pianxian wouldn't wait until today to take action if she had a subordinate like the Lady Killer. I've been away from home many times before. Is it possible that the Lady Killer is actually Gongsun Pianxian? Has she regained her power? Xia Yan is from Marching Sect. Did he provide her the opportunity to recover? It's possible. Gongsun Pianxian might do it, but if it was not her, who else would be interested in the Emerald Shoria Robusta fruit? Xia Yan is associated with her and has the motive, but he was with me at that time and couldn't have stolen it. And what about Yu Shuang? He can kill, but steal? He doesn't have the ability. Ji Yintao? He might have the ability, but would he impersonate someone despicable like a Lady Killer to help Gongsun Pianxian? And there's also the possibility that people from the Heavenly Evil Sect might have done this. Miss Lian, news from the Dongdu government. Early in the morning, over 5 families reported to the government that their beautiful ladies' chambers were robbed, and the ladies were left with disrespectful notes by the Lady Killer. These victims are all well-known beauties in the city, including the wife of Colonel Chao and even Gongsun Pianxian, the owner of Yearning House. That many? All those ladies' chambers have been robbed? Wait, Miss Gongsun was the target too? Yes, it said that her losses were extremely severe. Am I overthinking it? Is the Lady Killer really just a despicable thief? Get ready, we're heading to Miss Gongsun's house to visit her. Once I get there, I will know if she has truly regained her power. I won't be fooled by her. I was so looking forward to the technique heaven has decreed your death, no chance of survival, but instead, Hao gave me a gold brick. Who would believe that the strongest forbidden technique of the Heavenly Evil Sect is a gold brick? While the Shinma sect uses the Shinma mark to restrain their disciples, the Heavenly Evil Sect also has similar methods, though not as binding as Shinma sects. They are still effective in preventing the internal techniques from being leaked out. According to Hao, except for the Heavenly Evil Scripture, no techniques of the Heavenly Evil Sect can be leaked out, although he doesn't know why the Heavenly Evil Scripture is the exception. So I am unable to learn the Demon Crowd Azure Sword Manual, the pre-celestial stage technique of the sword branch in the Heavenly Evil Sect. Fortunately, that forbidden technique completely transcends the sword manual. It has a significant connection with the Heavenly Evil Scripture, and on top of that, Hao has fully mastered it. That's why he was able to forcibly imprint a trace of the sword intent on the gold brick for me to study. This is the gold brick. According to Hao, gold has an immortal property, so only it can bear his sword intent. Next, I just have to wait for the sword intent to stabilize completely within the gold brick before it can be used, probably in about half a day. I'll see when the time comes. Before that, I need to go to Siran. After spending the whole night discussing the techniques of the Lotus Nunnery with Ji Yintao and having a discussion with Hao about the Heavenly Evil Scripture, I actually came up with a good idea. It's a way to clarify things for Siran. Siran? Siran, what are you doing? It's you, nothing. I feel like dreaming doesn't work for me, so I'm currently trying sleepwalking. Maybe it will give me some inspiration. You're really pissing me off. I thought you lost your senses again and wandered around aimlessly. If I had known that you would become like this after cultivating techniques of the Lotus Nunnery, I should have forcefully taken you away back then. You couldn't defeat my master and take me away with you at that time. Don't you dare talk back to me. Oh, you're so idle today, not hanging out? What are talking about? You really need to learn how to communicate. I've finished my task for now, so I can spend some time with you. You know I wanted to learn Hao's unique skill, but after discussing it with him, I realized that the Heavenly Evil Scripture has a profound impact on one's temperament. One wrong move and your whole temperament could change. Ran, why do all these powerful techniques in this world tend to alter one's temperament to some extent? The Heavenly Evil Scripture does it, and so does the Finger of Flowery Swords and the technique of the Lotus Nunnery. The 7 clear emotions mirroring Lotus Heart doesn't actually change one's temperament. You have quite a misconception about my righteous path. It's actually the techniques of the demon sects that are skilled at altering people's temperaments. I'm not here to argue, but to some extent, you're right. The demon sects indeed stand out in this aspect. Take the Finger of Flowery Swords that I've been cultivating as an example. Although it mostly has a positive influence, if given a choice, I would have never chosen it in the first place. But whatever, let's not dwell on it anymore. Enough about me. Tell me about it. I want to know. Okay, let me think about how to put it. Actually, you already know, a long time ago, I wasn't really into martial arts. I finally got a chance to discuss this topic with her. Yes, you used to hate fighting and killing, and you were always crying. Don't interrupt, let me continue. If Ji Yintao's understanding of the Lotus Nunnery's technique isn't too far off the mark, the root of Rant's subconscious doubt on me lies in the 7 clear emotions mirroring Lotus Heart. This fundamental technique of the Lotus Nunnery constantly reflects external information in her Lotus Heart, like a demon revealing mirror, easily exposing my every inconsistency. Such inconsistencies have been etched in her subconscious mind, to the point that she is unaware of them, causing her confusion. When Elder Gongsun mentioned anecdotes about sect leader when cultivating the Finger of Flowery Swords, Ran clearly showed interest. It's her instinctive way of searching for answers, attempting to rationalize the inconsistencies between the previous Xia Yan and me, which is that the Finger of Flowery Swords changed her brother's personality. What I need to do is to collaborate with her conscious mind and her instincts to deceive her Lotus Heart and her subconscious mind. I didn't mention it earlier because I was afraid it would be too abrupt, potentially raising her subconscious suspicion. Now is the perfect opportunity. And next, it's showtime. I could have endured the darkness if I had never seen the sun, but since the sunlight has shone upon my desolate life, how could I be willing to abandon the brightness and return to desolation? I used to believe that I would live a life just like my parents and ancestors, following the conventional path, getting married, having children, and supporting my family. When I died, my children would continue this type of life. It was like a cycle, mundane and stable. Xia village was too remote. Even if an ordinary person wanted to leave, he couldn't get very far. We were just stuck in that small piece of land. This would be my life if nothing unexpected happened, but something unexpected did happen. Qin Xingxi? Yes, I fell for her at first sight and fell even deeper when I saw her again. She was so different, like a thunderbolt that struck me. I couldn't help but think of her all the time, whether walking, sitting, or dreaming. But looking back now, I think maybe it wasn't Qin Xingxi who I fell for at first sight, but rather what she represented, the world beyond Xia village, something completely different from what I'd known. Xia Yan. To be honest, there's something I've never told to anyone. It's a bit embarrassing to say because it's about a man's dignity, but it's been a while now, and I guess it doesn't really matter to share. Ahem, just promise me you won't tell our parents, okay? Huh. The truth is, I didn't elope with Qin. She's a formal disciple of the sect master. Why would she fall for a bumpkin like me? I followed her to the marching sect when she left Xia village. Then I got caught in the internal strife within the sect. Qin had her own troubles to deal with and had no time for an ordinary person like me. I was always insulted for being nothing more than a toy boy. I was too scared to even get out of my room, fearing what awaited me outside wasn't Qin. But eventually, I was dragged into the fight. If the sect master and Qin hadn't come to my rescue in time, I would have been killed by the traitor Yigutsuin. That was the closest I faced death. After that, I made a promise that I would become stronger. The sect master and Qin can't always be there to save me. If I want to survive, I have to rely on myself. And well, you know the rest of the story. The sect master wanted to expand her power, and I wanted to become stronger. So we hit it off. She took me in as her close servant and taught me techniques. However, as you know, there are fewer men than women in watching sect, and there aren't many powerful pre-celestial stage techniques that suit me. After searching, I had no choice but to choose the finger of flowery swords. People said I was born to cultivate the technique, but only I knew that besides my face, nothing else about me seemed to fit the requirements. To master the finger of flowery swords, I tirelessly studied the deeds of sect leader Wintinyan, trying to put myself in his shoes. I even dreamed about becoming him during that time. Fortunately, my hard work paid off. I finally mastered this ancient and peerless technique that was lost to the world. Looking back, even I found it miraculous. How could someone like me, a blockhead, master the finger of flowery swords? I can't keep elaborating on it anymore. After all, I haven't talked about these experiences before, so it would seem too suspicious to suddenly bring them up. I can only use the excuse of explaining why I cultivated the finger of flowery swords to divert her suspicions. Honestly, I still can't quite figure it out myself. Did I always have the potential to be a libertine, or did cultivating the finger of flowery swords shape me into who I am now? It's enough to let her know that the major changes in my temperament were largely due to the finger of flowery swords. Although this reason is already perfect enough, I don't know if it's solid in the face of her lotus heart. Rand, do you prefer the previous version of your older brother or the one who mastered the finger of flowery swords? After all, one's knowledge, experience, and manner of speech are not easy to change in a short time, but the time between the original Xia Yan leaving home and me meeting Rand again isn't long. Maybe it was just over a year or two. Given such significant changes and the need to dedicate oneself to cultivation, it's unrealistic for a person to have enough energy to excel in every aspect of life. I dislike both. You little liar. This is something ordinary people might overlook, but it won't be so easy to deceive a lotus heart. I can only take one step at a time and leave the rest up to fate. It makes me feel a bit guilty about deceiving her, but there's no other way. Avoiding the truth may make her suffer chi deviation, and revealing the truth would only cause conflict. From every angle, lies seem to be the only way to achieve a satisfactory outcome. Half a day later. What's going on? The sword intent has completely stabilized. According to how, I just need to use the devil's internal power to get connected to it. And then I can trigger it and gradually comprehend the forbidden sword technique of the sword branch. But I've tried it dozens of times, and I just grasped nothing. Could it be that because I integrated the heavenly evil scripture into the demonic art of Moro, my devil's internal power became impure? It goes wrong? Come on, I'm in big trouble if this is indeed the reason. Beep, I don't believe it. Great strength can work miracles. King Kinara manifestation is here. Sword intent, come out now. Everything coming to life. A secret technique of the Flora sect. This land has been completely infiltrated by the evil aura. After Master Coming's assessment, he advised using Buddhism to dispel evil thoughts. Otherwise, the effectiveness of everything coming to life will be undermined, and the restoration of the ecosystem will take more time. However, the masters who are skilled at using this technique all ask for high fees. Mr. John has said that the effectiveness of the technique is affected, but not completely invalid. He suggested that the disciples of the Flora sect work overtime, and they will be paid more next month. As for the heavenly evil sect, they said that after arriving in Dongdu City, they only went to the yearning house and restrained themselves when they fought, and they haven't released any evil thoughts to corrupt the environment. They had been staying in a manor in the northern suburb, and no one was near the Kulin beach on that day. Continue sending invitation letters to the main representatives of the heavenly evil sect. As for Mr. Zhang's suggestion, there is more than one area affected by the corruption of evil thoughts, so only using our sect's secret technique is too slow. Ask Mr. Zhang to go to the South Temple and invite a master from the Rosefinch Temple to help us. Environmental damage is not a major crime, and the heavenly evil sect doesn't need to deny it, so someone else might be behind this. And Lian Qiluo, we're already extremely busy here, but she still asked for leave after her holiday, claiming to have encountered some problems in her cultivation. Humph? How bold again. That audacious evildoer is recklessly releasing the evil aura nearby. He is so daring. Does this man think the Dongdu city government just exists in name only? I'd like to see if he's from the heavenly evil sect. As expected, something goes wrong. I need to fully activate the demonic power to resonate with the sword intent of the forbidden technique. I finally have comprehended it, but it's not ideal. I might not be able to learn it. Oh? I was too focused just now and neglected the surroundings. I didn't realize someone was here until he got so close. See you Ibe again. Why do I always encounter him? Well, I'm in a bad mood now, so sorry for you. Such a giant manifestation, massive internal power, and strong evil thoughts. It's definitely the trademark style of the internal power branch in the heavenly evil sect. Summon the divine general Dingxi. Who is there? Why do you keep destroying? Oh no. The heavenly evil sect has gone too far. Suburb of Hulu Town in the Han Empire. Oh? Master, where are we now? Hulu Town in the Han Empire. I am going to make a big move, so it's not convenient to keep staying in Dongdu City. Cui Bei is just a nobody, and he didn't even see my face, so I can shift the blame onto the heavenly evil sect and cause them some trouble. But it would have been my trouble if I had ended up attracting the attention of the masters from Dongdu City who were at the 5th level of the pre-celestial stage. You're amazing, master. The skill has been recorded successfully. Skill name: Heaven has decreed your death. No chance of survival. Skill introduction: a demonic sword technique derived from the 3 strands of the sword intent left by Gongsun Hao, who paid a huge price and forcefully combined the 99 sword techniques of the demon crowd Azura sword manual into one with extremely evil thoughts. It seeks to please the devil, distort the path of the sword with the power of the devil, and lock all beings in the death grip. Current level: not started. No wonder this move is so powerful. In essence, it's a pleasing method, and its effectiveness is not highly relevant to one's own strength. Isn't this the kind of treatment only for the offspring of the devil? Distort the path of the sword with the power of the devil and lock all beings in the death grip. Such use of the supreme power is unimaginable and unheard of. To some extent, using this move is equivalent to temporarily possessing the power of the chosen talented seed, which allows one to fight the enemy with the supreme power. I haven't seen any chosen talented seeds, and I don't know which one is stronger, but judging from the final result alone, this move seems to be much stronger. The martial arts in the main world really make incredible use of the supreme power. In comparison, cultivators at the transmutation stage in the small world have just scratched the surface of the supreme power. This move should have been a great thing, but unfortunately, this technique is highly compatible with the path of the devil. Practicing it will result in being forcibly assimilated. Although I can spend some origin points out to shield against the negative effects, it will also prevent further cultivation. How do I dare to practice it after you gave me such a prompt? Moreover, after integrating the heavenly evil scripture into the demonic art of Moro, the cultivation method of the devil's manifestation still remains, while the cultivation method of extremely evil thoughts is completely gone. It seems that the two are completely incompatible. Even if I ignore the system warning and try to push through with my training, it will be so difficult to do it. It's of no use to me. I feel sorry for Hao. If it wasn't for the system's introduction, I wouldn't have known that he paid such a huge price. No wonder it took him so long to imprint the sword intent. He probably didn't want me to see him being weak. I wonder what exactly the price was he had to pay. Master, you can't learn the strongest sword technique? Humph, that's why I traveled all the way back to the Han Empire. If I can't have something delivered to me, then I'll come to grab it myself. Master, you're trying? Ultimately, this move is essentially a type of sword technique. If that's the case, it must have something to do with the path of sword. The system's description of it also confirms this point. A distorted path of sword is still the path of sword. As a cultivator who has reached the transmutation stage, I have mastered the path of sword. Even if I can't completely master this forbidden sword technique, shouldn't I be able to grasp some essence and learn something forcibly? Let me lever the path of sword and see how difficult it is to comprehend the technique heaven has decreed your death. No chance of survival. Indeed, I can awaken the sword intent left by how by harnessing the path of sword. Moreover, the manifestation is completely different from when I use the demonic power to trigger it. It becomes closer to its essence after I discard all superficialities. 15 minutes later. Have you mastered it, master? If we're talking about mastering, well, I just can't seem to grasp it, not even a bit of it. This move is far from being a conventional technique, and I also lack many of the necessary conditions. But I successfully refined how sword intent into the sky-sealing sword with my swordsmanship. By integrating the heavenly evil scripture with the demonic art of moral, I can unleash the heaven has decreed your death. No chance of survival using the sky-sealing sword from now on. Unfortunately, how sword intent is only enough to be activated for once before completely dissipating. Unlike how I have the living weapon at my disposal, it won't be so easy for others to kill me, and I can fight the other party for a long time. With this move, while it might be impossible for me to defeat masters at the 9th level of the pre-celestial stage, it's still possible to beat those at the 6th or 7th level. Wow, that's amazing. Why don't you ask for a few more sword intents from Gong Sun Hao? It's a pity that you can only use it once. What are you thinking? It already mentioned that he paid a huge price. I should be content with what I have. Hao has already been so nice to me. How can I be so greedy? Oh, besides, I should fulfill my previous commitment as well. Originally, I thought about using the path of sword to improve this move, but now it seems that I was being arrogant. Let's take a step back and instead summarize some methods of absorbing evil thoughts from the demonic art of Moro to repay Hao, allowing him to continue advancing in the heavenly evil scripture without suppressing his cultivation level. I'm really curious about how he managed to remain relatively normal after interacting with the path of the devil for so long. Just now, I only dealt with it for a while through his sword intent, and I just couldn't take it. It simply challenges one's mind. Even the most resilient nerves can't withstand endless weakening. There should be other reasons why Hao was able to achieve great mastery in it except for his resilient mindset. I remember him mentioning something about having a special physique. Let's go back to Dongdu City.
A young apothecary out in the city visits a shopkeeper.